Welcome to Hardcore Craftlocked Challenge Episode 8, where we are trying to answer the question, can you beat Guild Wars 2's classic campaign without dying with only crafted gear? This is Trust Issues. Trust is a goblin who is convinced that anything not made by him is absolute trash. Either he makes it, or he breaks it. We're back in the Blood-Tide Coast, next to a group of moas. Since the last episode, I spent some time farming these for chicken meat to sell on the trading post to get me out of the flat broke tax bracket. And when I say I spent some time farming these, I mean that sometimes they drop a talon and I have 154 of them in my bag. Chip says hi, by the way. My life savings before selling the meat is 23 silver. After selling the poultry meat, I have gathered almost 11 gold in the delivery box I need to collect. I head back to Lion's Arch and collect said gold from the TP. Head over to the Huntsman station and pick a new goal. I need to get 3 more levels in Huntsman to unlock the next tier of equipment. I buy a few missing ingredients off the trading post, craft a warhorn and shortbow, pushing me to 200 skill. Afterwards, pick up a new batch of ingredients and craft the wrong item and waste them. Alright, there's a level, wait, what? I used the wrong one. Whoops. I then correctly craft a level 50 harpoon gun and longbow, giving me a big jump in damage output on my weapons. I salvage the old gear and the gear I made by mistake to recoup some of the materials. At this point, our lowest level equipment is level 35 jewelry. I swap over to time issues to see if we can do anything about that. I slam some things together and reach 173 jewel crafting. I head to the trading post to pick up 100 gold ore so we have some more materials to work with. My inventory hits full, which is a constant problem with this chef jeweler character, and sell a few items to the merchant. With some space in my bags, I make a few pieces of golden jewelry, which shoots us over 200 skill, unlocking new recipes. This unlocks a few more discovery options with the materials I already had, so I combine these in every new way that I can find. These result in a few pieces of level 50 golden jewelry. At this point, I feel like I'm suffering psychic damage from this trade skill, as jewel crafting simply takes so many more hoops to jump through to make things. I take what we've made over to the bank and move them over to Trust. After equipping our new bling, we head to the next step of the main quest line and take a step back in time to Old Lion's Arch. The city is on guard against the undead threat after what happened at Claw Island. We are sent to patrol the city and meet Traherne for the first time, who is bragging about his undead.
My necromantic servants have never been alive, thus they are immune to the ravages of ore.
Who the starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
We find some of Zaitan's minions in the streets and take them out, then clear out the bank after. While there, we found not only undead, but also thieves trying to take advantage of the chaos. I have a brief scare from an exploding variant of undead, which chunks nearly half my health and applies condies on me. We run into more of these as we clear the northern bridge, making me nervous, and I start playing more safe. We find more attacking children in the trade skill area and clear them out while keeping the kids safe. We get a choice for our next mission, and I don't really understand what either of these options mean, so I just pick one. Pinky swear with Traherne that we will save the city and head back to the current time. Salvage the equipment I was given for the quest, deposit everything, mention how easy bag maintenance is on this character, and head to Radasum to meet Traherne at Gore's lab. I use the Lion's Arch portal to get there instead of the waypoint to save some money. We are instructed to pick up a magic vacuum cleaner for a quest called Magic Sucks. Gore releases some undead creatures for us to test the vacuum on to try and pull the magic out of them. We take out 1 wave, then 2, and 3. Then, due to a misunderstanding, they release everything remaining at once. Despite this, we take it all down pretty easily with the power of Barbarian and the magic suck. Our reward for this quest pushes me over to level 80. Level 80. Oh boy. I show the live audience I still have 0 deaths, and I see that the Wizard's Vault is now unlocked. I find a bug in the vault and realize my unpaid Q&A work continues, and submit it to the Guild Wars 2 bug team. I am sent to the grove to speak to the pale tree who is raising 1,000,000 baby salads. She sends us into a magical vision of ore where we get a lot of lore exposition. Traherne mentions the Guild Wars.
The Guild Wars cause great devastation.
The Guild Wars? He said the thing, chat! We follow through the visions without much trouble, even seeing a vision of future Traherne showing him what a unit he will become. Our paths lead us to an Eye of Zaitan, which we defeat without much trouble. Then taking us to a Gate Guardian, who also falls. This ends the vision, giving us some knickknacks, prompting more salvaging and bag cleaning. Traherne asks us to meet him at the Chantry of Secrets, which costs 2 silver to teleport to. 2 silver, ugh! You think I'm made of money, Traherne? Good lord. We meet Traherne and Demi there, but something is wrong. The Chantry is under attack. Tybalt apparently taught Demi how to hack Chantry defenses. Concerning. Which gets us inside to help the others. We fight our way through the undead and automated defenses that cannot tell friend from foe. We manage to reach the others and buy a few moments of precious time. They prepare explosives to cave in the tunnels the undead were using to break inside. We arm the explosives and fire them, but one last tough one pushes in. With all of us together, it isn't difficult to take down. After dropping it, the quest is complete, the Chantry's safe for the moment, and we head back out. Now that I'm level 80, my entire equipment screen has red exclamation marks on it. Chat tells me this is a badge of shame for noobs. I head over to the Huntsman station and look at my options. I pick up some coal from the vendor and craft some steel. I use this to make some better dowels and craft a shortbow, longbow, and pistol for skill ups getting past 225. This opens up processing hard wood. I have so much hard wood to process, chat. Rugged leather and dark steel. Processing all of this gets me to 245, nearly to the next tier. I craft a pistol, torch, longbow, and harpoon gun. 2 for upgrades and 2 for skill, getting us to 250. I then use the skill 250 dowels to make a higher level shortbow and harpoon gun yet again. Taking stock of our loadout, we are now at level 50 jewelry, level 60 weapons, level 70 armor, and 4 gold remaining. I head over to the leatherworking station and process the thick leather I have, then craft some boots, gloves, a mask, and shoulder pads, pushing the leatherworking skill up to 350, finally unlocking some level 80 equipment recipes. I find a recipe called Facilitating Ineffable Insignia that I've never seen before. It says it is stat selectable. I'd love a set of celestial equipment, and I've never seen this before, so I want to try it out. I craft one, then realize I need more ectos to put it together. While reading about this recipe on the wiki, I learn about it, and I'm honestly not sure why this set even exists. It requires the money of a high-level player, but it's intended to be used by a level 18 player, and it's really good only for a few levels until you outlevel it. Well, that was a waste of materials. I misunderstood what that was. Moving on. I opt to make a set of level 80 cleric's insignias and start crafting a chest piece, gloves, boots, a hat, and pants. They are a very small increase in stats from what I had, but they are an increase. I make a few pieces of armor I don't need for skill ups, pushing me to 375. I realize it didn't give me the recipes I needed automatically this time, and we get them for karma from a nearby merchant. With the recipe learned, I buy some more scales and silver to see if I can upgrade my gear again with my remaining money. I make Knight's intricate silk insignias and use them to make a full set of level 80 yellow gear. Crafting these items also pushed my leatherworking skill to upgrade my backpack. But it requires purchasing ectos and some other ingredients, and I do not have enough money remaining to get. At this point, I thought I was stuck and would have to come back to the backpack at a later time, but someone in chat pointed out that I had just unlocked the Wizard's Vault. Chat asked if the Wizard's Vault is against the rules, and I responded that I didn't have any rules forbidding this, to which one responds, "Do you trust the wizards?" I decided that since I can't craft gold coins, I will take the bag. I use all the Wizard's Vault points I have to get 15 gold, which saves me farming a lot of chicken. I buy the materials I needed to upgrade the backpack and craft it to level 78. Slap Celestial Stats, my beloved, on there. I then buy an exotic inscription recipe with karma for exotic level 80 gear. However, after looking at the materials, I realized it would be very costly to make each piece. Oh no, it's 5 ectos per piece! Now at this point I have some gold remaining thanks to the wizards, and I could go work on huntsman or jewel crafting, but I really just need to go shoot something. If I were a more patient craft locker, I would farm chickens for days on end and use the money to fund crafting until I max out all my gear slots. But I'm not. Let's go fight something. We head south in Lion's Arch and into the story mission, Retribution. Wait a minute, I just realized I forgot to use the slots in my new backpack. I head over to the bank and grab a gem to plug into it for a small stat increase. I then head back to the story again, where Traherne gives everyone a pep talk. We then board the ship and head back to Claw Island. Step 1 is to escort Agent Zot to the signal tower, who is carrying some sort of device. I take it slow and steady and cut our way through the undead until we get Zot to the signal beacon tower. He has kind things to say about its wiring. The device finally powers up, amplifying the signal into a laser, blasting the gate clean off its hinges. We rejoin the main force and head through the gate, pushing into the courtyard. We're then notified to escort Traherne and run over to give him backup. He takes position on the rampart and begins yelling orders. We begin going around the ramparts, capturing critical positions as we can. After the final position, Traherne calls for everyone to converge on the courtyard and clear the Risen out. We push and push and push, and finally, the last Risen goes down. The Dragon Blightghast is circling the battlefield, and 3 trebuchets built at the position we cleared on the ramparts fire at it to clip its wings and bring it down. It begins summoning explosive bombs, which are the things I fear most, and I'm trying to stay as far away from them as possible. One of them gives me a scare by pulling me in many times in rapid succession. One grueling fight and many mortars later, Blightghast falls, and the clouds clear for some reason, basking Claw Island in some nice, sunny rays. We head up and talk to Traherne, who happily yaps for a while and gives us some rewards to salvage. We head out and immediately get a mail from him to meet him in Timberline. At this point, I'm filled with a slight sense of relief. The main things I was scared about in this challenge were the Claw Island battles and randomly getting knocked off a cliff. So it is nice to have part of that behind me. I start heading out of the map, working on getting waypoints in the direction of the next quest step. I approach a vista at the top of a small jumping puzzle, and honestly, I'm super nervous. I don't have gliding, and if I fall, this challenge is over. Despite doing jumping puzzles thousands of times, I feel this one is too risky for us at this time. Imagine Craftlocked ending because I missed a jump here. I decide to skip it and move on. I continue south for a while, gathering materials, hunting, and opening the map, and deciding there has to be a better way than the way I'm going to reach my destination. I head back to Lion's Arch and follow the quest marker into Lornar's Pass and head past Dermond Priory. I find a white chicken there that is tameable. We name him Jeff Whitebloom. Into the stables you go. I find some raptors in my travels and honestly feel like they look cooler than the ones Rangers got in Visions of Eternity. Look at those talons. I'm watching the time and I want to fight Fire Elemental again for materials, and he is about to spawn. I reach another waypoint next to a broken bridge, and we'll use that to return here later. We head to Metrical Province and make our way to the Fire Elemental. I spot someone named It's Okay Daddy's Here while waiting on the boss, which makes me uncomfortable. The boss spawns and one person drops immediately. It was Dad. Rest in peace. Someone asked me if there is any more lore to the Issues family aside from time issues and trust issues. I mentioned that they have parents, of course, daddy issues and mommy issues, their cousin skill issues, and many more. I try to revive someone, but he gets wombo-comboed by the Fire Elemental, so they're on their own. The fight ends, someone in chat suggests new family members, commitment issues who changes skills every hour, and connectivity issues that turns off their PC randomly. I pretended to write these ideas down for later. We take our winnings from the boss and make camp for the night, and we will pick up from here next time in Craftlocked.